Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 12, and he has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. This is one of the reasons I said I could never paint, is I can't even paint a straight line. But if I let that stop me, that would have been one of the things that took a lot of my joy away, because I love painting. Even though I have perfectly imperfect paintings, I love the painting. I love actually doing it. And so, even though you may not be able to do something perfectly, if you love doing it, go after your dreams. I'm looking at this, trying to make sure that I get them kind of spaced and give enough spaced evenly and give enough space. I think I need a little longer here. And this technically will be all covered up in a moment anyway, so. Today is Monday, and Owen had his music therapy and vision therapy and after school, and he did really well with his music therapy and pretty good with his vision therapy. We've been kind of struggling with some of that with he is very focused on what people are wearing, and schedule, routine, all of this has been really hard on him. And that's one of the things we have to kind of work through, is getting him to understand that people are allowed to wear what they want to wear and not just going off of what he wants them to wear. So it's been a little rough around the edges on some days, because he's truly focused on people's clothes, and that throws him off for everything else. So, and it's hard to even explain, because I don't know where it's stemming from. I don't this has been going on for about 4 years now, off and on, having harder times than sometimes. And sometimes he can tolerate things, and other days he is totally into needing people to understand that he is not pleased with what they are wearing. When we left his vision therapy today, a lady walked in right when we were leaving, and she had blue pants, blue shoes, and a pink top, and she had short hair and glasses, and she could not have been in the more perfect outfit for Owen, and he was so excited. And so she could not even imagine how much he was thrilled with what she was wearing. There would be no way possible for her to even understand. My one green that I want is hiding under I squished the color, another green on top of it, just by pushing it with my brush and the way I have it on the plate, my canvas. I mean, my I can't think. My palette. This is how my brain has. I'm currently in chemo treatments, and my brain just decides when it wants to say the right words. And I've always had this problem, but now it's even more fun. So, but he was so excited about this lady's outfit, and so she can't even understand, because how can you possibly understand? But she could not even understand how excited Owen was that she was in like the perfect outfit. And he commented on, and everybody that was at the doctor's office, the vision therapy, they completely knew that she made his day by what she was wearing. But like I said, it's so hard to explain that an outfit that someone's wearing can totally make Owen's day. But it did. So, he's been having some pretty good days, a little bit calmer. During his session, he kept talking about wanting her to have the right color gum, wanting her to have the right color shoes, wanting her to remember to wear the right things the next week. But he at least was able to do all of his exercises and get them somewhat right. But he was licking paper, tearing paper, pushing some of the boundaries of these behaviors. And so it's, again, like I said, it's always interesting what he's going through and what I'm trying to maneuver through and help him to understand that he can't do certain behaviors, and he has to move forward on a lot of it. And that's, again, how do you even, when your child is 12 and they're ripping paper and licking the whiteboard and licking his knee, it's like one minute he's doing something very successfully and doing exactly as he should, and then the next minute he wants to instead talk about what he wants to talk about, and he doesn't want to focus on anything. Like, he will literally say gum or blue pants or shoes or something 30 times, 40 times right in a row. And so trying to distract him, because he will get like very upset about those things, trying to redirect him, it's hard, it's emotional. And I mean, that's my sweet baby O, that's my amazing little boy, but here he is, just can't concentrate and having a really hard time on not ripping up a piece of paper, or not, if you tell him not to do something like licking his pants, it's emotional because he can't process it. He doesn't understand why he's doing it or what is happening, but here he is. And I want to help him. And then the next minute he's so excited and he can concentrate again, and he's doing all of these other things. So it's a process. But at his music class, music therapy today, his therapist said he did really, really well. When they came out, he had not mentioned what she was wearing before the class, and then they had that, and he was able to tell me what book they had done. Books, there was a couple, the songs that they had worked on, and he just was totally focused until the last minute, and then he started asking her about what she was wearing, and it kept going from there. And so she talked to him for a couple more minutes, and then she left, and he still was talking about what she was wearing, but he had handled the whole thing so well. And then it was like he went into overdrive because he hadn't been mentioning all about the pants. And it's such a process, like I said, to watch him, because he's so focused on one thing, and then it changes. And so he gets upset, or he doesn't want to do something, but he can't process the thought of it or what's happening with it. And even like when he wants to do something, like if he sees somebody, or he with his grandma, or with, as we're going things, even if it's something he absolutely wants to do, he still can't process it. He still can't think through it, or work through that moment. And so he stood by his best friend, and he couldn't even say hi to him. He couldn't look at him. He just had to stand there. He was so overwhelmed by the moments and what was happening. And it's moments like that he wants to talk to him. He wants to interact with him, but he can't even process it. And then when he left his best friend, when his mom took him home, and we came home, he couldn't stop talking about him. He wanted to know when he was going to see him again. He wanted to know what was going to happen next, and everything. But yet when we were with him, he couldn't even look at him. He was so excited. And that's the hardest part, is I wanted him to be able to talk to his friend, but he couldn't handle it. That was too overwhelming for his senses. But just being able to stand next to his best friend was so much for him. He was so thrilled. So that's kind of what I have to focus on sometimes, is knowing that how we handle something isn't always how it is for him. And that's just, it's okay. I just have to remember that every little step we keep moving forward. And he really is doing amazing, and I'm so thankful for that. My sweet baby O. My sweet baby O. I just have to keep us both moving forward. So there's my green tree. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching and being a part of our day. I'm going to sign this O for Owen. And then L and B. Thank you. Toodles, toodles.